The rain hammered against the window of Harding's office, mirroring the relentless pounding in his ribs. A busted rib was a souvenir from warehouse number 7, a reminder of the muscle-bound goons whose affections he's temporarily displeased. Sol DeMarco, a nervous wreck, had spilled a few more beans under duress, enough to confirm Arthur Monroe's Egyptian obsession, but not enough to explain why. Egypt, Harding muttered, swirling the dregs of his coffee. Sunstone. Sounds like something out of a dime novel. He glanced at the hieroglyphic locket Lila Monroe had pressed into his hand, a parting gift or perhaps a carefully placed clue. The silver felt cold against his skin, the intricate carvings mocking his ignorance. Lila had been helpful, in a way that made Harding deeply uneasy. She's provided information, but filtered it, shaped it to her own design. He couldn't decide if she was guiding him or leading him straight into a trap. He felt the weight of that uncertainty acutely. Blackwood's not going to like this, he said aloud, remembering the veiled threats that had punctuated their brief, tense conversation. Blackwood, the power behind the city's shadowy elite, seemed desperate to keep Arthur Monroe's movements buried. A sharp knock on the door startled him. It was a uniformed officer, a young man named Riley, fresh out of the academy. "Mr. Harding," Riley said, his voice tight with nerves. "We found something down at the docks. Thought you should see it." The docks were a labyrinth of shadows and decay, the air thick with the stench of salt water and diesel. Riley led him to a dilapidated warehouse, its corrugated iron walls scarred by rust and neglect. A single work light illuminated a scene that made Harding's stomach churn. Lying on the damp concrete floor was a man, sprawled in an unnatural pose. He wore expensive clothes, tailored suits that were now stained with blood. Harding recognized him instantly. Marcus Thorne, a low-level associate of Blackwood, known for his discreet dealings. "Looks like someone didn't like what he knew," Riley said, his voice barely above a whisper. Harding knelt beside the body, careful not to jostle his own ribs. Thorne's face was frozen in a mask of terror, his eyes wide and vacant. "He's been silenced permanently. Anything missing?" Harding asked. Riley nodded. "Wallet, watch, and a small, leather-bound notebook." Harding scanned the scene, his gaze drawn to a small, almost imperceptible detail. A single grain of sand clinging to the victim's cuff. Sand that was a local. Egypt. Harding breathed, the word tasting like ashes in his mouth. He thought back to Lila's warning, her voice low and urgent. "Asterisk, be careful, Mr. Harding. You're poking a hornet's nest. Some secrets are best left buried." Asterisk. He suspected she knew more than she was letting on. He felt the gaze of unseen forces pressing down on him. It was growing clear if Arthur Monroe hadn't simply disappeared. He stumbled upon something dangerous, something that extended far beyond the murky depths of the city's underworld. His gaze drifted to the hieroglyphic locket in his pocket, the silver cold against his fingertips. He felt a growing sense of dread, a certainty that he was walking into a trap. "Riley," Harding said, rising to his feet, "I need you to find me everything you can on Egyptian antiquities dealers in the city, and I want every record, every contact, no matter how insignificant." Riley nodded, scribbling in his notebook. "Yes, sir." Harding turned to leave, his eyes fixed on the rain-slicked streets. He knew he was running out of time. The pieces were starting to fall into place, revealing a picture of a conspiracy that reached far beyond the city limits. He knew he had to go to Egypt. It wasn't a choice anymore. It was a necessity. He stopped at the doorway, turning back to Riley. "And Riley, one more thing. Keep an eye on Lila Monroe." He walked out into the rain, the city lights blurring around him. He knew his journey had just begun, a journey into a world of ancient secrets and deadly shadows. The hieroglyphic locket felt heavy in his pocket, a constant reminder of the dangers that lay ahead. The hunt for Arthur Monroe had taken him far from the familiar streets of his city, and now he was stepping into a world where the line between right and wrong was blurred, and where survival was a matter of instinct and cunning. The game was afoot, and Harding was determined to see it through, even if it cost him everything. He felt a chill run down his spine as he imagined the scorching desert sun and the oppressive weight of ancient mysteries pressing down on him. He braced himself for what was to come, knowing that the truth he sought was buried beneath layers of deception and guarded by forces he could barely comprehend.